Well, good morning to you, Carl Arm. Bella, stay here. Bella. Good morning, good morning. Wow, it's only 8:30 in the morning. I'm going. Hey, 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 Bella. Going live earlier and earlier. I'm up early today, and I am going to be, um, hey, average girl. I'm going to be, going to Illinois, um, later today around lunchtime. Bella, come here, please. It's raining there. It probably will today. As you could see, it looks overcast. There's no sun, which makes the temperature absolutely perfect, to be honest with you. Almost decided not to go. Yes, road trip to Illinois. My husband left this morning for his job, and he will be in Illinois. And Bella, come here, please. And I can go for a couple of days. So I'm going to go for a couple of nights, and Bella's going to come with. And then I'm just going to make sure everybody else has the food and water that they need. My stepson will be here to make sure that Brinley's okay, um, and taking care of her, whatever. But last night, I wasn't sure I was going to go because it appeared late at some point during the day that Brinley injured her tail. I Googled based on like how she was reacting. I Googled how can you tell if your dog has broken their tail? And everything that they said she was exhibiting. I was like, great, she broke her tail. Like seriously, she wouldn't wag it. She was holding it funny against I don't think it was the branch. I don't know what it was. But she wouldn't wag her tail. She struggled to sit. She would have to have her tail in a certain position in order to be able to sit. So there were times that she would go to sit down and she'd pop right back up and then try again in a different position and then pop right back up. And I absolutely, absolutely, positively could not touch her tail. She would actually try and bite. Um, so we could tell that she was in pain. Um, I did give her, I still had some pain meds, um, from one of the dogs. I mean, they were a little old, but it's still going to help her a little bit. So I broke it in half and I gave her that for some pain because I hate seeing her in pain. I was going to call the vet today and see if they wanted her to come in, and I didn't want an x-ray or anything because I just was going to assume she broke it, and I wanted pain meds, um, to help her with that. and they weren't really going to be able to do anything if they x-rayed it and confirmed she broke her tail. There still really wouldn't have been anything that they could do for her, because if you splint it, then if she whacks it on anything, that's going to really hurt. And I honestly didn't think she was going to keep anything on either, a bandage or a splint or anything. She was going to get it off. Yeah, it is a thing. It definitely is a thing. But this morning she is seemingly better. She's wagging her tail a little bit more, and I was able to touch it without her reacting badly. So she may have just injured it and didn't break it, but I was like, oh my goodness, I'm not going to be able to go to Illinois if my baby broke her tail. Like, I don't want to leave her here all in pain and stuff. So, but she seems to be doing better now today. But oh my goodness, I was like, really? Are you freaking kidding me? You broke your tail? Hey, Kathleen, how are you doing this morning? Can you guys hear like the birds and the wind chimes and stuff? Because I listened to my replay from my live yesterday, and I couldn't hear any of the background noise. I couldn't hear the traffic. I couldn't hear the birds. I couldn't hear the chimes. I couldn't hear the AC, which shocked me. Because that was loud, and I was like, I can't, like, it was noise canceling. Like, the stream was canceling out the background noise, and I was like, but I wanted to hear the birds and all of that jazz. You can hear the birds? Okay. So I might have fixed it. I actually turned off in the camera settings, or in the microphone settings, I turned off echo cancellation or whatever, and it doesn't just take care of any echo or whatever. It would take care of background noise as well. Maybe you're can you hear here, let me see. Can you hear that wind chime? Hey, H7. Okay. So I might have taken care of that then, but I did turn off the AC before I came out so that it wouldn't be disruptive. But I had a shower this morning, and I was like sitting outside. My hair is already dry. I love that. My dog, constantly spinning on her tail, had a small red irritated spot on the first vet. Oh! A small red irritated spot would tell me that she had a hot spot. But yeah, I was like, short of, like, we wouldn't be able to splint Brinley's tail or bandage it. She wouldn't allow that. I said, we could amputate it. But I didn't want to do the expensive stuff, an amputation or an x-ray or anything like that, especially if all they can do is just confirm that she broke it and then still do nothing for me but pain meds. So I was like, we're just going to assume she broke it and go from there. And I wanted at least for her pain to be taken care of. Oh, that's sad. The bone was infected. Ooh. Ouch, ouch, ouch. When our wiener broke her tail, it was clearly broken, no x-ray needed, but he wasn't going to splint it. Yeah. So, not being able to do anything for it other than confirm it was broken, I was like, we're just going to skip the x-ray and just assume that's what happened, because she fits the criteria of her behavior of how do you know your dog broke their tail? But that's so sad, Kathleen. But dogs can live perfectly happy lives without their tail. I mean, even my son's rat had part of her tail amputated, and they actually use their tails for balance and body temperature regulation. So their tail is even more important for them. And she lived a happy life with half a tail. It's just sad when stuff like that happens. Bella, you stay here, please. We had more fireworks going off yesterday, so for a little bit, Bella was still wearing her Thunder shirt. And it was at some point yesterday that Brinley hurt her tail. It was like, we were like, why is she acting like that? Why is she trying to sit down and bouncing right back up? Like, what is going on? And then she wags her tail all the time, and she would absolutely not wag it and would hold it against her butt, which was very uncharacteristic of her. And then when you try and touch her tail, she would spin around and try and bite. So I knew she was in pain. Yeah, I'm outside my house right now. What you're seeing right here, that's the back of my house. And then, like, up here, that window right there, that's my animal room. That AC doesn't work anymore because Jack's chewed through the cord. That's my kitchen. There's a window up above here where my son's bedroom used to be. There's a couple of rain barrels that were actually here when we moved in. We don't even use them. I think they are full of water though, I believe. I was actually debating whether or not I should sell them. Like $10, have a barrel. What did you imagine? It's an old house. It was built in. I want to re-side it. I hate this siding. Um, it was built in 1900. It's an old house. We've got a new roof on it. It's got a metal roof, but we want to re-side it. This bush is coming down on the 15th. A tree and bushes in the front are coming down. Um, yeah. I mean, the color has come off. They used to be all green, but like the paint is coming off of them, but they're perfect. They're functional. So why not? $10 a barrel. Come and take them away. They've been there since we moved in 8 years ago. We haven't touched them. But we are in the process of slowly but surely remodeling this house because it is old and the inside was decorated from the 70s. Got wallpaper and all of that stuff. So we want to take the wallpaper off and paint. Um, Most of the windows I have had been replaced, but some of them haven't. So we're going to want to do some of the windows. Um, okay, yeah, so good. I got rid of the noise cancellation because I was listening to my playback of yesterday's stream and I was like, I hear none of the background noise. I mean, which was great for not being able to hear the AC or the traffic, but I couldn't hear the pretty noises either. And I was like, well, that's a bummer. And I had a notification that I'm getting close to my 20 hours for StreamYard for the month, but I looked and I'm at 13. So I still have some, but it says it is going to reset on the 7th. So today's the 5th. Not a big deal. I was like, we're getting close to 20. How close is close? So I looked and It said 13 hours as of yesterday. So I was at 13 hours. I was like, I can handle that. And on the 7th, it's going to reset. Bella's out here again. Didn't take Brinley out today because, I'm still concerned about her tail. Although, like I said, she seems to be acting better about it now. She let me touch it and didn't like spin around and try and bite me. Have you looked into the OBS workaround? I've never figured out how to do OBS from my phone. Like I used to do the stream stream labs, the like stream, I think it was Stream Lab. That was a form of OBS, a different OBS type system, but I never really could figure it out very well. I don't mind this, but obviously I'm limited on my time. But I may look back into the Streamlabs again just for another option. Yes, OBS Streamlabs, yeah. I used it in the past. Now you get to hear all those annoying noises. But I may look at, depending on how much I decide to start streaming again. Now that I've got a lot more time, I might be streaming more, and rather than paying for StreamYards, I might actually look into that. Hi, Bella. She was upset this morning because Daddy left. She saw the suitcase and all of that, and little does she know she's going to see him later today about dinner time. We're going to leave about noon and drive to Illinois and spend a couple of days, a couple of nights. I'll come back on Thursday. So she'll get to how did your schedule? So I now am working Fridays and Saturdays. I did go into work for about half an hour yesterday, but that was just long enough to give puppies vaccines, and then I left. But Fridays and Saturdays, open to close, so it's going to be like 12 and a half hour days, both days. So they're going to be a long, exhausting couple of days, but I'll get, I'll get a good chunk of hours in just in those 2 days and then free up the rest of my week. Granted, one of the managers called me yesterday. He was making up the schedule for the following week, and on the 12th, on, I'll have to have it written down or whatever, but oh no, he put it on the schedule since I said that I would do it. I think it was Monday. On Monday, um, we don't have a cashier. We won't have a cashier for the morning, so he asked if I could possibly do it, and I was like, okay. So I'll have an additional day where I'll work 9 to 3 as the cashier, because we don't have. I mean, we had 3 cashiers and one of them quit. So now we literally have 2 cashiers, and like this week, one of them was like, I can't work this week. And we're like, seriously? So 1 cashier? Are you joking? I'm surprised you didn't ask if I could cashier this week. But I would have had to say no because I'm going to Illinois. Carrie Joe, good morning. How are you doing? But me and my inability to say no, he's like, can you work? Can you be cashier on Monday? And I'm like, I suppose so. Making it difficult to cut my hours, dude. So how is everybody doing? I'm drinking my coffee this morning. I didn't want to wake up this morning. My husband got up at like 5 o'clock in the morning to start getting ready for leaving and stuff, and he left about 7. And I was already awake, so I was like, well, I might as well get up, take a shower, uh, come out here. I recorded my quiet time, then now I'm here doing this. And then after that, I'll like pack up my bag, make sure everybody's got food and water, all my animals. Had to retrieve a rat this morning that had apparently escaped. He, my husband goes, one of your rats is loose. And I'm like, we have to stop doing this because that's how Shiloh died. She got loose and Brindley killed her. But this one wasn't blind, so she was doing a good job of hiding. But he was like, one of your rats is loose. I said, loose. I said, which one? What color is it? And he goes, I don't know. It's brown. I'm like, well, that's interesting because I don't have a brown one. He goes, oh, maybe it's a wild rat. No, it was Phoebe, the Dumbo rat, and she's black. But I got her back. She was in the bathroom and I put her back. They're figuring out how to slide the bottom piece that's over top of the barred piece that goes over the tray. They're figuring out how to slide that, and then they make a big enough space by pushing it forward, and then they can get out. So I'm gonna have to figure out how to keep that from sliding. You were up at 5:30. Yes, that's why. Yes, the rats are smart. They are smart, but not so smart that they don't realize if you escape, your life is in danger because I have a dog. Secret of NIMH. Yep. So I just picked her up. She squealed because I guess she was scared. Once she's out, she's like, I don't know about this. But I picked her up and she was like, ah! And put her back in the cage, pushed the thing back, and I'm going to have to figure out how to keep that from sliding so that they stop doing that. Dinner was late because of me. We had brat patties yesterday for dinner, macaroni salad, brat patties, and refried beans. Or not refried beans, but baked beans. See, and my cat, they're not in danger. I have 2 cats too, Carrie, and they're not in danger from my cats. My cats play with them and sleep with them and groom them and sometimes run away from them because the rats are like, ha ha, I'm going to come and get you. And the cats are running away. They've got an interesting relationship. It's my dog, Brindley, my American Bulldog, that they got to worry about because my blind rat a few weeks ago was killed by her because she escaped, didn't see her, and my dog grabbed her and did some internal damage, which broke my heart because that was one of my babies, my blind little baby. She would have been a year old now. She would have turned a year old on the 1st. Baked chicken with green salad, pasta salad. Ooh. That sounds yummy. Spicy pork, potatoes and cream, green beans, and lime jello with shredded cream. Ooh, you guys are making me hungry. I haven't had breakfast yet. I'm still drinking my coffee, but now I'm getting hungry. Yum, yum, yum. A dinner swap. Spaghetti tonight since I've still got some salad left. I don't know what I'm having tonight. It's going to be takeout, some sort of takeout because Bella's coming with to Illinois and we don't want to leave her alone in the hotel. So whatever it is, it's either going to have to be ordered ahead and picked up or go through the drive-through and come back. What am I going to eat for dinner or for breakfast? Too early for dinner yet. But I don't know what we're going to have because we're going to have to find some places nearby the hotel to figure out and then eat in because of the dog. Ooh, for breakfast? I don't know. I don't know. We've got eggs, but we don't have bacon. I would love to do the bacon and eggs, but we don't have any bacon. So it could just be eggs with toast, or I guess I could probably do French toast because I've got bread and eggs, or I could just do cereal. I need a new one, Kathleen. Mine is, it still, I guess, technically fits me, but it's also been sitting for a while. So you know the like the elastic around the leg areas and whatever, when they stretch, they crackle. Like I'm like, well, this is like they've like degraded away the, the elastic. I kind of need a new swimsuit. That's it's probably been a few years since I've used it. So the elastics are kind of like done. What kind of cereal? I just usually eat Cheerios. I'm a Cheerios kind of. I've been a Cheerios person ever since I was a kid. Even when I was a kid, I didn't eat those sugary cereals. I just ate Cheerios. Yep, just Cheerios. Love me my Cheerios. I don't even put sugar on it. I don't add anything to it. I just do Cheerios. It's healthy. Healthier than those I mean every now and then I'll get like the multigrain Cheerios or the honey nut Cheerios, but I'm not a big fan of changing the flavor of the milk, um, where it makes the milk sweet from the sugary cereals. I don't like it when it makes the milk sweet. So I would much rather have plain old Cheerios. Have a good day, Carrie. It was good to see you. Thanks for stopping in. But yeah, even when I was a kid, Cheerios was my favorite thing. Sometimes they're generic Cheerios because name brand Cheerios can get expensive. We get the name brand ones when they're on sale. Um, Otherwise, it's like toasted oats or whatever. But there are some like the Walmart brand of toasted oats. It's disgusting. It's like eating cardboard. Um, but the Kroger brand of toasted oats doesn't taste too bad. Another thing too, when they're on sale, is I love the regular original Special K. My fave. My fave. Special K. What explains a lot? What do you mean? I love Special K, but again, expensive, so we get it when it's on sale. One day when my husband was at Walmart, he bought a box of toasted oats, and when I was eating them, I was like, please don't get these ever again. They taste like cardboard. They're gross. I was like, if the rats can eat these, I'll give the rats these toasted oats for treats. Ah, so nice and peaceful. Just hear the birds and the chimes, no AC. The traffic I could do without. It's not too hot because the sun's not out. Perfect. 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 Yep, perfect overcast day. I don't mind when it's overcast. As long as it's not, if I have plans and I want to be outside, I just don't want it to rain. It can be overcast all at once. Just don't want it to rain. And don't let the overcastness fool you. You can still get sunburn. It has happened to me before. I went to some outing outdoors one afternoon and it was raining off and on, and it was definitely overcast. I wore a tank top and I burnt to a crisp. So the sun does not have to be actively shining for you to burn. Let me see what the temperature is here. Let me see. It looks like right now it is 75. It's supposed to go up to 90 today. But there is literally no humidity right now, so the temperature is 75 and it feels like 75. But it's going to go up to 91. It's going to be a sunny day, so it's only overcast right now. No rain in the forecast today. I can handle that. I can handle that. Take care, Kathleen. Good to see you. Are you feeling better? I hope you're feeling better. It's nice to see you around again. You were missed when you were missing. Oops. So peaceful. Like, I don't even feel the need to talk right now. Just feel the peacefulness. Oh my goodness, fighting spirit. Hello. Long time no see. How are you? Which vids? Which vids you like? Oh, my quiet times. It's a good way for me to, like, if I feel obligated to post them, it also helps me because I didn't always uh, do devotions for myself, and now it's a way for me to be able to keep up on it for myself, but then share it as well. I gotta make sure I feed my fish tub before I leave today too. And I cannot see them. I cannot see my fish because the duckweed has gone berserk. So here we go. Can you see my fish? I can't see my fish. I used to be able to sit here and watch them, but can't see them now because the duckweed is just like whoosh. I mean, it's great for keeping predators away. I do this, they're going to think they're being fed. Oh, I'm getting duckweed all over the water lettuce. Yeah, see, they think they're being fed. Where's the food? Where is it? I'll have to feed them before I go. These are in there. There's guppies. There's fancy guppies. There's Endler guppies. There's mollies. There's swordtails. I have a baby bristlenose pleco in there. I have two cory cats in there, and I have a blue crawfish. Believe it or not, you just can't see any of them. So they're just for enjoyment. They're not feeders. I mean, the Endler guppies are used at work for feeders. But I've got regular fancy guppies in there, and they've had babies, so there's some babies in there. Um, and then a couple of mollies and a couple of swordtails. I got, well, two female swordtails and one male. I just saw a cardinal. um, and then definitely some male and female guppies and stuff. Bristle noses are really cute, and this one is just like that big. He's tiny. He likes to hang out on the filter. Usually that's where I find him. And my crawfish is cool. He's a very quick little guy, but my crawfish, my blue crawfish, he's blue and he's about that big. About that big. Um he's really pretty, but he hides a lot, obviously. He's underneath all that duckweed. There is Java moss down there, which comes in handy for when guppies are having their babies and stuff like that. But the crawfish also likes to hide in the Java moss. Yep, to the filter. Yep, he hangs out on there all the time. I'll have to clean that sponge. It's just a sponge filter, so I'm gonna have to squeeze it out, clean it out again here soon because it collects up a lot of grossness, and then clean it all out, and then it'll start collecting up some more. Aw, phooey. You can always do an outdoor one, just like I did. This tub sits outside. I cover it up at night just in case it rains, although I forgot last night. Um, I cover it up during the day if it's raining, like if it's pouring down rain, because I don't want it to overflow. And everybody's thriving out here. I do have a little heater in there to just make sure that the water stays warm enough. Um, on these hot days, it does, I don't necessarily need the heater. Um, but it's there for when the temperature drops. Aww. Yeah, see, my husband got tired of our Oscar too. And now we're down to, instead of the two big fish tanks in the house, we're down to one. He just moved all the African cichlids in with the American cichlids. And even though the first day was a little bit rough, um, where they were getting used to each other, now they're friends. So everybody's getting along. And at work, when I say this is what my husband did, they were like, oh, that's not a good idea. And I'm like, tell that to the fish. The fish are doing fine. They're just fine. Blue is still in there, my convict, and she's made friends with one of the Africans. Yeah, they're getting along. So it's pretty interesting. And the Africans have grown a lot more too. Like I looked at them and I'm like, are they bigger to you? Do they just look like they just all of a sudden had a growth spurt? But oh, and then the little tiny Dumbo rat male that I brought home from work that was in the feeder bin. I brought him home thinking, okay, I'm gonna see, if my son will take him and see if his male and this one can live together. But it was going to be an iffy project because my male and his male didn't get along. We tried bonding them, and when his rat went into my rat's cage, my rat beat up his rat. When my rat went into his rat's cage, his rat beat up my rat. Males are territorial. So I was like, well, this isn't going to work. So they were both living alone. So, but he said after two attempts of bonding them, they're living together fine. And I had thought that maybe that would be the case. Like maybe that would work out because the new one is a baby. So, maybe that's helpful. He's not a threat when he's that young. So they're living together just fine now, although mine is still alone because he's a butthead. He's getting old. I mean, I'm probably not going to have him a whole lot longer. I mean, he's at least 2 years old already. So life is short for the rats. Yeah, probably just a slower introduction. They seem to always do well when they were on the bed together, like in a neutral territory. They would do fine. But then put them in one of the cages. Like, I feel like we'd have to have a whole new, brand new setup. Like a whole brand new setup that's neutral to both of them. Like, this is your new home now. It doesn't belong to either one of you. It belongs to both of you. Because when they have already established this is my home, they don't want to accept anyone else. Girls are a lot easier. But yeah, Kato is already over 2 years old, and he's showing his age. And then my son still has Riley. He had to take one of my rats with him because Riley was left alone, and all her cage mates that belonged to my son have passed away. And she's alone, and she's going to be 3 years old. She's 2.5 at least. She's about 2.5, so she's showing her age and slowing down. And if she gets left alone as well, she's going to decline even faster. So I had him take one of mine so that, I mean, they've lived together before, so she's not brand new to her, so that she's not alone. But then I've got two, hi Birdie, I've got two new ones that I took in from my old coworker. Simone and Parker were hers, and Simone was our kennel rat when I first started there 2 years ago. When I started there 2 years ago, Simone had been loose in the kennel, living in the kennel for like 6 months. So again, old rat, not going to have her that much longer. She's showing her age. So is Parker, but she's in better condition than Simone is. But they're living out their elderly years with me. But yeah, it's a shame that that rats just don't live very long. They're such good pets and bond with their people so well, and you lose them so quickly. Yeah, lots of places to hide. How's your snake doing? Boo has been such a happy girl since she's been rediscovered after her 5 months of living in the house somewhere. Um, she has shed 3 times. She's getting ready to shed for the third time um, since we found her. Like every month, she is shedding. Every 4 weeks, she's shedding. Like she's like, I got some lost time to make up for. Good, good, good. And my youngest ball python ate her first live mouse this past Friday. Um, until now, she was scared of moving food, so couldn't even move around her frozen thawed mouse because the movement would scare her. So I would just lay it in there and she would take it. Um, but I was like, I'm gonna try a live mouse this time, and lo and behold, 2 seconds it was in there, she grabbed it. So she's not scared of her food anymore. Yes, she was a free range snake, but I don't know how much she enjoyed that because she wasn't eating. She was finding water to stay hydrated, but she wasn't eating because she didn't grow. But now that she's been eating every week, she's having a growth spurt or something, and she's shedding like crazy. I'm going to have to do another weigh-in day. Bella, you're wandering. Come here. Come back here. Um, I recorded and uploaded the last time I did their weigh-ins, weighed everybody and everything. I'm going to have to do it again. Do another weigh-in day. Make sure everybody's still doing what they should be doing. If Willie weren't blind, I wouldn't be as worried feeding live. Which, yeah, I didn't know it. Did I know he was blind? Although, well, that's true. She couldn't see when I first got her, but I was feeding her frozen thawed at the time. She's eating live now, but she was eating frozen thawed at the time. live is just so much easier. Like I don't have to, if they're not in the mood right away, I feel like my arm gets tired, like it's going to start falling off because I'm jiggling this food around for them. Like, please take it. Come on. Like enticing them. Please take it. And I'm just like, this is so time consuming. So now I'm just like dropping them in and you know, they take it when they want to take it. And they haven't been attacked or anything. So, oh, in the one eye. But it's just so much easier on me. I, it's easier on me time wise to just drop in the live. Bella, I can't see you, but it still hurts my heart to drop in the rats. Right now they're just eating small rats, but dropping them in live, I'm like, oh, I'm like, just let me leave the room long enough for you to grab it because I don't want to hear them shriek. But this past Friday, they both grabbed them right away, and I heard this little when the rat got squeezed, and I'm like, oh my gosh, Bella, can't see you. Come back here. I abandoned the wiggling the food for him. I set it in his tank and walk off. If he eats it, great. If not, well, uh, yeah, I usually had to do it for Lucille and Keena. I had to wiggle it around, but for my other one, Michael, I never really call her by her name. Her name is Michael, but I spell it Michal. Um, but she was always scared of the food moving, so for her, I just laid it in there. But then the last few times she wasn't eating, so I was like, well, let's try live this time, and it definitely helped. She just grabbed it up right away and didn't have to worry about it. Yeah, definitely don't watch. I drop them in and I'm like, just leave it alone until, because I have four snakes in that room to feed. I'm like, I need to put all of your food in first, then I want to walk away. Don't touch it until I walk away, but it doesn't always work. Oh no. You could probably order food. You could probably, I know like there are some people that will have their food shipped to them in bulk. Especially if you're feeding frozen thawed, you can get um frozen thawed food shipped to you. That would be an option. People do that as well when they have multiple snakes because it's easier than going shopping for them all the time. They just get the shipped in bulk to them. Just got to find a good supplier. Oh. Well, I guess it depends though on where you're getting them. I don't know. I obviously have not had them shipped to me because I just Fridays is when we get our new feeders in, and I usually get first pick. I always try and pick the white ones, even though they're cute too. I always go for the white rats instead of the colorful ones. But I usually get first pick just because I'm there when they come in and I set mine aside because I like to be able to pick the sizes too. They're not always, the small ones aren't always all the same size of small. And even though Lucille and Keena both eat a small rat, Lucille's rat is always a little bit smaller than Keena's because she is a little bit smaller than Keena. Well, that's good. It's always hard to rehome, though. You know, this morning my husband actually heard the guinea pigs squealing, and he was like, "You have guinea pigs? When did you get guinea pigs?" And I'm like, "You're kidding me, right?" I was like, "Mia, the one that I told you was pregnant and I was getting her for free, and you said that's fine. You don't remember this conversation? She's not pregnant, apparently, because she would have given birth by now." But that's where, like, yeah, we had a whole conversation, and I didn't bring them home without asking. He had no idea. Like, you have guinea pigs in there? I'm like, where have you been? True, yeah, his rats are going to be bigger. Guinea pigs? What guinea pigs? I don't know what you're talking about. Oh. Although I don't think he knows about the second one. There are two in there, and it's because I got Mia a friend because she used to have a buddy, and I didn't want her to be alone. And then the one at work had two buddies, and then was they sold, and she was left alone. So I got her so that her and Mia can both have a buddy again. So I did that. I don't think he's aware of that, but the fact that there were guinea pigs in their period. Guinea pigs? What? I never got any guinea pigs. How'd they get in there? Uh-oh. How? Yes, they do better in pairs. That's why I did that. So if he has an issue, it's like, hey, it's I'm still taking care of one guinea pig. Now I'm just taking care of two. Oh my goodness, H7. A second one isn't taking up any more space. They're in the same cage. So, uh, H7's having an interesting morning, thinking up bad jokes. I just can't. Yeah. It took me a second too. I'm like, IJC. What would that stand for? So I was running through words in my head. Yeah, I did too. Oh my goodness. I would be a failure as a comedian. Not my forte. Maybe one day. What I'm aspiring for is to have a house with land and have a rescue. One day that'll happen. One day. We were watching TV yesterday and I was like, that's what I want right there. A house like that on land. And he goes, well, I hope it would be on land. I'm like, shut up. Lots of land, not just land. I know that our house is on land right now, but that's not the kind of land I meant with spacious land. Acreage. You can't just tell jokes. So yeah, and that's not me. You're not. You're not either. Yes, acreage land. I want a beehive. Like I want to do beekeeping. I want chickens. I wouldn't mind goats. I wouldn't be able to slaughter anything though. It would be my cows would be for milk. My sheep would be for wool. My goats might be for milk. My chickens would be for eggs. I wouldn't be able to slaughter anything. So no pigs. I remember when my parents, well, I don't remember when my parents were that young. They told me about it. They were looking to get some land, and my mom was good with having chickens, and then my dad started talking about pigs. She was like, "Nope, we're not doing it. No pigs." You overpaid for you have land? Ooh, my grandfather used to raise pigeons. They lived in the middle of town. He just had this little coop in the backyard. It looked like a shed, and it just had like a thing on the side. They can leave the shed, but they were still in their coop, kind of a thing. Ooh, and every morning he would let them out, and they would fly around for about a half an hour. I have childhood memories of laying in bed in the morning and hearing them flying around outside. And then when they were done with their exercise, they came back to the coop. When he got a lot older and couldn't handle it anymore, he was selling off the pigeons, and some of the pigeons actually came back. Like, that's what happens. Nice. See, I want some land. Not necessarily, but like even if it's just an acre, you know, or two. It doesn't have to be ginormous. The more under more undeveloped, the cheaper it is. It means more work, but yeah, true. But then I guess when it's undeveloped, you can do whatever you want to it. Yes. See, that's what I want to be able to sit out and just be surrounded by nature, not traffic. And I live on a corner, so I got streets on two sides of me. Granted, this one here is not super busy, but I mean it still can be occasionally. And I don't feel like I got the privacy. Like I could sit in my backyard and be in constant view of everybody, and I don't like that. I want I want the privacy. Oh, well, that's sad. Could have totally like fenced it off and been a literal nature preserve. Yes. That's why I love sitting out here. Like, even though I got to deal with the sound of the traffic, I still like the sounds of the birds. Not the noise pollution, like the cars with the loud mufflers. Ugh. Oh no, it is not. Is it really? That sucks. We're clearing only 10 acres for the exception for taxes, and it's mostly pine and hard oaks on it. That's nice, yeah. That stinks. Go tell them to move the airport. Excuse me, you're ruining my peace. My peace and quiet. Can you please go relocate to the airport? I came out here for peace and quiet. Cramping my style. You've made noise complaints. Oh, dang airplanes. Exactly. Your planes are violating me. Oh, funny. Anyway, I should probably think about wrapping it up. It's been a little over an hour. I got some stuff to pack. I still need to eat. Hopefully, once we're up there, I can have decent internet. Oh, yay! Yes, got to do your gaming. But I gotta pack and eat and all of that, and then in like couple of hours, probably head out. But I'll probably stream while I'm gone because I won't have tons to do during the day when he's at work. Just be chilling in the hotel room with the dog. Maybe go for some walks, try not to get lost. Oh, I will enjoy it. A little mini vacation. All right, guys. Well, thanks for joining me. I know it's a little bit earlier of one, but hey, the sun's coming out. You see that? The sun's coming out now. But thanks for joining me, and I will talk with you guys later.